Enter the Samsung Galaxy S20, a flagship phone that's now 4 years old. At its launch, it was priced at $1,000, quite a high price point. But today, you can get it refurbished for around $180. But is it still worth buying today? Welcome to Reasons to Buy and Reasons Not to Buy the Samsung Galaxy S20 in 2024. The first reason to buy the phone is the display. Despite being almost 4 years old, this display is one of the best you can see on any smartphone. You get a 6.2-inch AMOLED panel with a crisp 1440p resolution, which is sharp and vibrant with deep blacks. As a matter of fact, it has a better resolution than the current S24, which is a 1080p display instead. With a peak brightness of 1200 nits, it's also bright enough to use under direct sunlight without struggling too much. Moreover, its HDR10+ certification improves the viewing experience, giving amazing color accuracy and dynamic range, which is ideal for movies and TV shows, and basically great visuals on streaming sites such as Netflix and YouTube. The display is also on 20Hz, but is not adaptive, so it does not automatically switch to a lower refresh rate. And also, if you want to use the whole on 20Hz, you'll have to drop the resolution to 1080p, and if you want to use 1440p resolution, you'll have to use it at a 60Hz screen refresh rate. For $180, this display is extremely amazing and better than all actual budget $180 phones. It's actually even better than some flagships released today. Complementing the display is its build quality. Encased in Gorilla Glass 6 on both the front and back, you get a sense of durability, protecting the device from everyday drops and scratches. It also has an aluminum frame for the same purposes. Additionally, with an IP68 dust and water resistance rating, the phone is also protected from spoiling after little accidents with water and dust. This phone's build quality is quite solid and better than current budget phones whose screens don't have any protection, and they don't have any water and dust resistance rating. When considering this phone, one cannot overlook its camera. After all, it's a flagship phone, and flagship phones usually come with the best cameras. It has a triple camera system, a 12-megapixel main lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens with a wide 120-degree field of view, and a 64-megapixel telephoto lens featuring 3 times optical zoom. On the front, you get a 10-megapixel selfie camera. So these cameras produce sharp, detailed photos with vibrant colors that pop. Even in low light, they will not disappoint you. The photos will be sharp. And obviously, it's not the best camera in the world. It goes without saying that after 4 years, cameras in phones, especially on premium phones, keep getting better. But I can assure you that compared to your current $180 phone, this phone's camera is in a league of its own. The rear camera can do up to 8K video, but is capped at 24 frames per second. But let's be honest, you don't really need 8K video. It's extreme, although it has one big benefit. You're able to crop and edit videos without sacrificing quality if you're exporting to 4K or 1080p. And the camera can still record in 4K at 30 and 60 FPS, both in the rear and selfie cameras. So it's amazing for content creation as it takes superb videos. The performance is yet another reason to consider making this phone your daily driver. Yes, it's 4 years old, but you have to remember that this is a flagship phone, and flagship phones come with flagship processors which tend to last for longer than their budget counterparts. There were 2 versions, one with the Exynos 990 chipset and another with the Snapdragon 865 chipset. Of course, they are both great chipsets, but let's be real, the Snapdragon 865 is the better one. And so if you're looking to buy the phone right now, buy the Snapdragon version. I'd say the phone can basically run anything you throw at it. It doesn't matter if it's a heavy game or if you're video editing, it will go through the tasks with ease. Paired with 8GB of RAM, it also does well for itself when it comes to responsiveness and multitasking. You only get one storage option, 128GB, which is enough for many people, but in case you need more, it's expandable. Which brings us to the microSD card slot as another reason to buy the phone. This phone has the slot, something many flagship phones of today lack. The maximum storage is 1TB, so if the 128GB from the phone is not enough for you, you can always buy a 1TB microSD card slot, which is more than enough for literally everyone. Personally, I couldn't care for phone companies omitting the microSD card slot because I think it's better to buy a phone with a bigger storage space. But in cases like this, where it only has one option which is not that big, it's nice having a microSD card slot. Another reason to buy the Galaxy S20 is the software. This is a premium Samsung phone, and one thing about premium Samsung phones is that they give you the best of the best features that Samsung has to offer. You get exclusive features like Samsung DeX, which allows you to connect your phone to a bigger screen like a monitor or a TV to display its features. You get to multitask between apps, enjoy a complete desktop experience, and is a great tool for productivity. This is a feature only found in premium Samsung phones, so you can't find it in any phone from any other brands, and you also can't find it in budget or mid-range Samsung phones. And so having such a premium feature in a phone that's now affordable is a great advantage and could be a reason to buy it. One more reason to consider buying the Galaxy S20 is wireless charging. At that price, wireless charging is never usually a thing, but this phone has it. And in addition to that, it also has reverse wireless charging to charge your accessories such as a smartwatch or wireless earbuds or even another phone in case of an emergency. The final reason that could convince you to get this phone is its 5G connectivity. Over the past few years, 5G internet has been getting better all over the globe, and so if you're buying a new phone that you want to serve you for the next couple of years, it's advisable to get a 5G phone. At the $180 price point, all new phones are usually still 4G, and so this phone has a good advantage. On the flip side, reason number one that should block you from buying the Galaxy S20 is the charging speeds, although it 100% depends on the user. It offers 25-watt charging, a rate that may be considered slow by today's standards. To be fair, even flagship phones from Samsung, Google, and Apple still have around the same speed, but that doesn't matter because they are slow. Phones from other manufacturers such as OnePlus, Oppo, Xiaomi, Realme, and many more have faster charging speeds, which are quite useful and efficient, and you may prefer that instead. This could be a deal breaker for some and an issue for others, so it's right there in the middle. Another reason to think twice about purchasing the Galaxy S20 is its software update situation. Launched back in 2020 with Android 10 and Samsung's One UI 2.1, the S20 has received updates up to Android 13 and One UI 5.1, marking the end of its software update journey. However, currently we are at Android 14, and so you may feel slightly behind, and that could be a reason to not buy the phone. If you have the fear of missing out with regards to having the latest features from both Android and Samsung, this phone is not for you. It's still getting security updates, but it's iffy. We are not sure when it will stop or if it has stopped already. One more factor that may push you away from the S20 is the lack of a headphone jack. Ever since around 2020, the headphone jack has been becoming increasingly rare in flagship phones, forcing us to use Bluetooth or an adapter. While Bluetooth earbuds offer amazing audio quality, there's always the issue of lag and latency, especially when it comes to gaming and watching movies. And so if you're a fan of wired headphones, this phone may not be right for you. For $180, this phone is an excellent buy. Aside from the software updates and no headphone jack, everything else is extremely fine. As a matter of fact, the reasons not to buy are all debatable, and not many people care about them. It still delivers great features, including great cameras, a stunning display, powerful performance, 5G connectivity, and an amazing build quality, all for an affordable price. You wouldn't find such features in most new budget phones. What other older phones should you talk about? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Milan and this is Fuzzy Tech. Subscribe.